Variety Weekly News Podcast. Welcome to Variety Weekly News Podcast, also known as BWN Podcast. My name is Rodney Variety. Started off the same as we always do. I got my glasses on this week. Yeah, a little bit different, but I actually feel good. No problems. I'm feeling good with the glasses on. Still feel confident. No big deal. Just a chill Sunday, relaxing. Didn't feel like putting my contacts in. Didn't have to suffer through burning my eyes by putting my contacts in my eye, which actually only happens if I don't clean my contacts with enough solution. So, I know the reason, but, sometimes you're like, clean it once. You're like, you clean it once. You're like, okay, that's enough. You put it in your eye. You're like, oh my God, we all suffer through it. All us contact wearers out there. Got some contact wearers out there. There's some people who have glasses, could wear contacts, but they choose to wear glasses. Hey, to each their own. To each their own. I guess that's what I'm saying. To each their own. Some exciting news, very exciting news. I'm performing stand-up in November. I'm going to be the feature act on November 9th in Negaunee, Michigan, and November 10th in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I am so excited. This is amazing. This is amazing to me. I worked for years to get to this point, and I'm just happy I could share it with everybody. And I can't wait to see everybody. I can't wait to meet all the people and the supporters and everybody who watches my stuff, listens to my stuff, listens to this. So, hey, if you're listening to this, definitely come out. Negaunee, Michigan, that's Upper Michigan. That's Upper Peninsula. So just keep that in mind. I don't want anybody in like the Lower Michigan to be thinking I'm coming over there and then they get disappointed, right? Now, I can't wait to meet people. Stand-up is the most fun thing I do out of anything I do. I just love the process of creating something from nothing, and it's just like from my head to the stage to the people's ears and then laughter. I mean, it's amazing. I still don't understand the process myself. Now, I will have t-shirts available at the show. You can email me or DM me ahead of time if you want to make sure I bring the right size. So you can do that, or you can just show up at the show and get a shirt if you want one. It's a Variety Weekly News shirt. So it's definitely available for anybody who is interested. In other news, I am back to work at Mart. I went back to work last week. It's an interesting feeling. It really is. Working at a place that could fire me again at any minute. But it really gives me motivation to, make my life the way I want it to be. It allows me to build capital. So I'm not that sad about it because it does allow me to build capital and work towards the life that I want and the life that I see myself living. And, well, all I can say is it's hard to go back to work after not working for 3 weeks. Now I know why people who don't have jobs and don't work never get a job. I get it. Waking up when I want every day is very addictive. It's very addictive. This is all I did. I wake up, chill, write and promote, stuff about whatever I'm creating, and eat lunch, work out, and repeat. That's it. Now, I hope you guys noticed I did not say eat breakfast because I don't like breakfast food. And yes, I can hear the boos that you guys are booing already that I don't like breakfast food. I can hear you booing from over here. So, no, don't think I don't know you. You're judging me because I don't eat breakfast food. But that's cool because it's my choice. Can I live? I can live. I could never eat breakfast food for the rest of my life, and I'd be fine. I'll be fine. I mean, I will eat breakfast. Don't get me wrong. But, if it's at a hotel and something like that, or, continental breakfast, I will eat breakfast food. But, I mean, it tastes almost the same, exactly the same, no matter where you go. It doesn't matter. There's some people who make it very poorly, some people who can't cook breakfast food, and it tastes bad. But the best breakfast food is just like any other breakfast. It's just breakfast food. It's never, there's a ceiling to breakfast food. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't enjoy it that much. It's okay. It's fine. If you know of a place that you think I would enjoy or would change my mind, leave it in the comments or email me. I'm interested to see what you think would change my mind on breakfast food. But in the many years I've been alive, still nothing has really changed my mind on breakfast food. But go ahead. Try. If I give up breakfast food, would I have to give up eggs in other food? I mean, I don't mind giving up eggs, plain eggs by themselves, but eggs are not a lot of food. Would I have to give that up? Because I think I might have to rethink this if I have to give up breakfast, if I have to give up eggs and other food. Now I'm a little worried. You ever get worried that like a stupid, bold statement that you made is actually going to happen? Now I'm worried somehow my breakfast privileges will be taken away somehow. Yeah. My favorite meal is definitely dinner. I could take my time and enjoy dinner. I mean, that's why I enjoyed it. Dinner, because I can relax. Lunch sucks. I don't care what anybody tells me. Lunch sucks because it's always during work hours. Assuming you work a regular work shift, right? It's always during work hours, and there's no relaxation at work ever for me. I don't care how good the lunch is. I'm stressed knowing that I got to get back to work in 30 minutes. Yeah. My favorite Portuguese or Brazilian restaurant, because I don't know. I didn't take the time to ask anybody. I was always busy eating. My favorite Portuguese or Brazilian restaurant closed. I showed up last week, tried to open the door, but it was locked. Security guy walked by. They said, hey, it's closed. I was like, what? Like, yeah, it's closed. But I thought, those prices are actually pretty cheap for the food. So they're kind of low. So I always thought, man, maybe I'm kind of getting a steal on this, And I guess I was. But right when I found out the restaurant closed, I just started feeling like the end of Schindler's List, More. I could have eaten more. I could have been there 2 days a week. I could have been there 3 days a week. I could have tipped her. I could have given more. But it's strange when you find out, your favorite restaurant just closes. It's hard to think about a restaurant like a business. I always assume they're going to be there. I'm always assuming they're going to be around. But, one day you just show up and the restaurant's closed. That's it. It's done. All the food that you ate there, you're never going to eat there again. All the people that you used to see there, even if you didn't talk to them, you kind of recognize the faces and they remember you and you remember them. That's it. It's over. It's very strange, but I have to find a new restaurant. PlayStation. Okay, let's get to the news, huh? Here goes the news. PlayStation Classic. Have you heard? It's coming out. Sony is releasing it December 3rd. It's going to be $99.99. It includes 20 games, including Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3, and Tekken 3. I'm excited. I mean, the fact that it has those two games, that's enough for me. Because I'll take the other games. Don't get me wrong. I'll take the other 18 games. But that lets me know the quality of the games that they're going to put on the PlayStation 3. Now, I'm excited because PlayStation, when it first came out in the late 90s, that was my system. Like Crash Bandicoot and all the Final Fantasy VII games, put it over the top to me. N64 was legit with Super Mario 64, Zelda, Star Fox, but PlayStation seemed like it was for real gamers at the time. It seemed like the mature game to play. Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, they were ahead of the time. Graphics, gameplay, RIP, Sega games, consoles, RIP to all the Sega things. I did enjoy Sega, but honestly, I don't know if anybody else is out there. PlayStation. It was PlayStation. PlayStation broke the mold in the quality and like the seriousness of games. PlayStation made games not games. Like they weren't for kids. It was like, yo, I'm an adult and I'm playing games. So what? But so now I actually am an adult and I play games. Not too often, just because of time purposes, not because I feel like, oh, I shouldn't be playing games anymore. No, I actually last night, I went to this place called Nostalgia Game Cafe in the city where I live, and this 23-year-old guy opened up a game cafe where you can go play games, pay per hour, just hang out and play all the systems available. All their systems are available. And his 17-year-old brother works there too. So it's great. It's fun. And that's what I did. A Saturday night, late at night, that's where I went. That's how I spent my Saturday. I don't think I'll change. I really don't. This is who I am. Playing video games, hanging out. I'm cool with it. What does it really mean to grow up? What does that mean? Does that mean acting boring and, to act boring and stop doing things that you used to love when, you were younger or when I was younger? Nah, I'll pass. Growing up is whack to me. Paying bills and having money is cool, and doing that is very great, but also video games, skateboarding, and watching anime, still very cool. I don't think I have to give up both. And so far, I haven't given them up. I don't think I will. SeaWorld will pay Let me try that again. SeaWorld will pay $5 million to settle a fraud probe. SeaWorld misled investors about how much of an effect the documentary film Blackfish had on the company's reputation. Of course they did. They treat animals poorly. Of course they did. They keep whales and dolphins in tanks that aren't the size of the ocean. Anything smaller than the ocean is animal cruelty. I mean, you see that, right? Anything they live in the ocean. They fly, they swim. Wow, whales and dolphins fly? No, they swim freely in the ocean whenever they want. That's their natural habitat. So if you take them and put them in a pool the size of a pool, yeah, that's animal cruelty. I don't know. I don't care how many little fish you give them or how much shrimp you give them. Papa John's new campaign is attempting to distance itself from Papa John. I think the fact that the company forced the original Papa John out is enough. You know, there's only so much they can do when the name of the company is still Papa John's, and they can't change the name. That's basically it. They can't change the name, and if they drag this out any longer, it's gonna go from being sincere to just them trying to keep their name in the media. Really, they don't have to do anything else. All they have to do is keep making pizza, and actually, what they need to do is just make better pizza. Isn't that what they say? Papa John's, better pizza, better something. Coca-Cola could make a move into cannabis-infused drinks. They're thinking of infusing CBD, a non-psychoactive component in marijuana, an ingredient in what is called a functional wellness beverage. And nope, not interested. Nope. Coca-Cola will never be healthy. High fructose corn syrup and regular sugar is in their products at too high of a level. Really, what they're trying to do is scam us into getting diabetes. I choose water. I do. I don't know if anybody else out there chooses water. I choose water. I used to drink soda every single day. Like, I feel like when I was growing up, nobody ever said that soda was bad. Only dentists. So I thought it was only bad for your teeth. I didn't know that it was actually rotting my insides. I had no idea. Any 90s babies out there? Any 90s babies? Pepsi announced that it will now fund food and beverage startups to grow so it can learn. One more time. Pepsi announced that it will now fund food and beverage startups to grow so it can learn how they do business. What, Pepsi? Pepsi is like Pepsi is acting like Pepsi is like the person who acts dumb in class but always gets the highest grade. It's like, no, Pepsi, we know you know how to do business. Stop playing. What's your real motive for supporting these startups? You know, I'm wondering what restrictions will go along with getting funding from Pepsi. Corporations aren't known for being so go with the flow, which is what startups tend to do. They go with the flow and figure it out and learn on the process and are willing to take risks. Corporations don't do that. You know, now I have to pay attention to the startups sponsored by Pepsi and avoid them. Nothing good will come of this. I don't think anything good will come of this at all. No, I'm pretty sure no. Researchers found that yogurts are deceptively high in sugar. Organic yogurts are among the worst offenders with an average of 13.1 grams of sugar per 100 grams. Let's see here. Greek and natural yogurts are the least sugary variety with an average of 5 grams of sugar per 100 grams. I reduced the amount of sugar I ate in general, okay? Sometimes I binge on the candy, but I don't make it a regular part of my day. I realized how much it was actually affecting my sleep. I don't know if anybody else has been affected by their sleep has been affected by their sugar intake, but I realized that it really was affecting me. I was staying up until 2 a.m. wondering why am I up right now? And then I realized it was because I was eating sugar at 10:30 at night. Like it's not always the case for everyone, but it definitely was the case for me. Eating sugar in the middle of the night, that was it. That was. I was a zombie. Okay. General point. I don't eat sugar. Apple released a statement to customers saying the iPhone is not eavesdropping on people. That's too little too late. We all know we're being spied on. The truth is, we're actually spying on ourselves, and that's not really a new concept. But come on, people were being spied on their landline phones. So of course, the cell phones are being tapped right now. Of course they are. But basically, the cell phone is a GPS monitoring system. That's all it is. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued its first guidelines to treat youth concussions. I will say this. Youth football, it's a sport that just needs to stop. It does. It never was, will, or can be safe. I played 2 years in middle school, and there was nothing fun about it. Being tackled hurts. Don't ever believe anybody who says different. Being tackled hurts a lot. Don't listen to any of the people trying to act tough like it doesn't hurt. Most things that could possibly break your arm or leg hurt. And, okay, it's boring. Yes, it is boring, slow-paced, and you got to sit in the sideline if you aren't playing defense, which is half the team. Actually, more than half the team. According to a study published in the journal... let's try again. According to a study published in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine, nearly 30% of opioid prescriptions lack medical explanation. This is a difficult topic. We all can do, all we can do is offer help to anybody we know who has a substance issue. That's really all we can do. We can just let them know that we are there for them. That's really what it is. It's difficult. Wells Fargo recently apologized to customers by saying it was very sorry for a computer glitch that caused hundreds of people to have to. Wells Fargo recently apologized to customers by saying it was very sorry for a computer glitch that caused hundreds of people to have their homes foreclosed on. Which begs the question, are there any good banks? Answer, no. I just picked a bank, and I just picked a random bank and watched my account very carefully. There's no such thing as a good bank. All banks want, all the banks that I've ever been to want me to get a credit card. I got enough credit cards. I prefer only buying what I can afford. That's actually the best way to go about things. That's really the entire issue with the U.S. Everyone wants to live a life that they can't afford. You know, look at Instagram. Instagram has taken it to another level. I look at Instagram way too much, honestly. I look at Instagram like it will increase my numbers every time I look at Instagram. But honestly, all I can do is create content. That's all I need to do. That's really what I need to do with Instagram. Create content. That's all. The bluebird from the movie Rio, also known as the Spix macaw, is now extinct in the wild. It's sad, but I believe eventually humans will all die off and the earth will flourish once again. I do. So I'm not really that sad. Extinction to me, humans are definitely going to all die off. There's no way we can't. Look at all the ways we destroy the earth. So I'm not really that worried about it because the earth will survive. The earth will survive. So I've never really been too worried about us destroying the earth because the earth is stronger than any of us alive. You know? That's as long as an asteroid doesn't hit us. That's a little asterisk right there. As long as an asteroid doesn't hit us. Research published in the scientific journal Icarus says Pluto never should have been downgraded from a planet to a dwarf planet because the rationale behind the decision wasn't valid. I'll just say I am not a fan of space. I know the whole satellite gave us cell phones and all that, but I don't care. I don't. I prefer the ocean, even though I don't know how to swim. The animals deep in the ocean got to be gigantic. That's what I think. They got to be gigantic and amazing and a whole nother level that we don't even know about. So I feel like we should explore that as much as possible and leave space alone. That's what I think. But who am I to say, right? Low testosterone, also known as male menopause, no longer just for older men. The study, the article said that things that can reduce the testosterone are sleep, stress, nutrition, and exercise. And according to the article, long-distance running lowers testosterone and weightlifting increases testosterone, especially the larger muscles like squatting and deadlifts. Those are the best. So if anybody's trying to increase their testosterone, stop running, start lifting. That's pretty much it. I do wonder, though, the correlation. Is it a correlation? Are they testing it right? Maybe the people who just happen to lift heavy weights have more testosterone than the people who run. But, I really have to look into this. The company Lyft has launched an electric scooter service. What happened to bicycles? I guess that's what I want to know. What happened to bicycles? People don't want to pedal anymore? Just electric scooters? Is that what it is? Is that we just want to push buttons? That's what we do? We're button pushers now? I don't like scooters. They go too fast, and there's no protection. If I crash, I'm dead. That's it. It's over. Anyways, it's just a less cool motorcycle. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. That is Variety Weekly News for the week. I hope you guys had a good week. I hope you enjoy the rest of the week. I will actually be dropping the next episode this Friday for special circumstances this Friday. So thank you for listening. Have a good night. You can, if you're looking for merch, RodneyVariety.com. Have a good night. Peace out. Variety Weekly News Podcast.